Hello and welcome to the Mutual Fund Guide. It's all about your funds and your returns. I'm Muralidhar Swaminathan and we are here to answer all your mutual fund related queries. Joining me on the show today is Vatsal Shah, Head Wealth Management, Sushil Finance. Vatsal, welcome to the show. The markets are in a very interesting phase.
Yes.
There is a lot of volatility, correction, moving in, moving out. There are no big triggers, but mutual fund investors are staying put.
Right.
You know.
So volatility is going to continue, and as we see globally, there is so much of good and bad news coming in simultaneously. And I think it's a very good time for people to add at a lower NAV. See, most people, they feel happy कि मेरा बढ़ गया. But what I tell investors is that this is the time to actually keep adding and not look at the returns, because there will be one short time when you will start getting very, very good returns. It's all lumpy returns.
Right.
So it will come back ended.
So keep averaging through SIP. This is a good time to stay invested if you are already invested. Let's go straight to our viewers. This is a query which has come from Doha. These days we are getting queries from NRIs who are staying in Gulf region and other parts of the world. Zakaria Matthews has emailed us this query. She invested in Sundaram Smile Fund in April 2017 and is getting 20% returns now. She wants to know if she could continue investing in the fund.
Yeah, great, good question. And Zakaria, I think you made a good investment at a good time. Sundaram Smile Fund is a very, very known flagship small and mid cap fund. But what we feel is that it is very volatile at the same time.
Yeah.
So there are many other funds which are available. So 20% is a fantastic return. It's good time to book your profits and then again reinvest it over next 2 years, rather than immediately putting the entire money back into equity. Reinvest it over next 2 years in other good funds.
So this 20% return is last year, because when they have a good combination of mid and small cap stocks.
Yeah, they do. And the only thing is their stock selection is such that makes it a very volatile kind of a thing. So we had recommended that HDFC small cap is a good consistent performer and can be looked at as a replacement to this fund.
Okay, let's go to the next caller. Anantaram is on the line from Bengaluru. Good afternoon, Anantaram. What's your query?
Good afternoon, sir. This is Anantram from Bangalore. Just a quick update. I wanted to know, I have invested in ELSS funds spread across DSP and Aditya Birla.
Okay.
I had some investment around 4 lakh rupees spread across these two funds. I have got some additional money which I wanted to invest in Sundaram Finance mutual fund. I was just looking at whether to go in for a mid cap or for a small cap, because what I read and understood is small cap is very volatile, and the kind of the political scenario being there with the next government coming up next year. So I was advised against going with small funds. If you would kindly advise me, it will be helpful.
Right. Vatsal, your thoughts?
Yeah, Anantraman, valid question. Most of the people have this question, what to do with small mid cap. See, if your horizon is 5 years, then you will be fantastically rewarded. So keep that in mind. If you want to invest for next 1 or 2 years, then I would suggest you go for a large and mid cap or a large cap fund. That would be a better.
That would be a better.
So
see, to get back to Anantram, what is the kind of goal and targets that you have?
Okay, sir. I take your question. I am actually looking at an investment for my retirement, post-retirement benefits. I will be retiring in the next 5 years. So I thought, should I invest right now and keep it as my retirement funds? That is the main goal, actually.
Good planning, Vatsal, you want to...
So for retirement fund, definitely I would not suggest a small and mid cap fund. You must look at a multi-cap fund, because that is ultimately that money is going to come to your use. So what if next 5 years the market doesn't run?
Right.
Though we feel it will perform very well, but so in that case, I think you should do an SIP for in a large or a large and mid cap fund. That would be better.
And SIP is always a better option instead of investing in lump sum. Thanks Anantaram for calling us and asking your doubts. The next one is a mail again. Yusuf Khan from Mumbai has mailed us his query. He wants to know which amongst the Reliance and Kotak mutual fund is better for the long term.
So I would just like to improve his question here. So he's asking about the company, Reliance Mutual Fund or Kotak Mutual Fund.
No, which scheme from
so
the
what
two?
I feel that both the fund houses are very good.
Good, yeah.
And in both the funds, so in Reliance there is Reliance Large Cap Fund and Reliance Small Cap Fund. These both are consistent performers. In Kotak there is Kotak Standard Multi Cap Fund and Kotak Emerging Equity Fund. So again these two funds are very good. So you look at the fund manager. Don't just look at the name and probably invest with that. Keep a track of the fund manager, that would be helpful. And nowadays you have a lot of online tools to actually analyze this.
Right, okay. So the next on the line is Mukesh Patel, who is calling us from Anand. Namaskar Mukesh Patel ji, क्या सवाल है आपका?
जी सर, L&T इमर्जिंग फंड और रिलायंस मल्टी कैप और सुंदरम स्मॉल कैप में हर एक में मेरा SIP है और 22,000 का है। और 2 साल तक मैं करना चाहता हूँ। Now, what should be the suggestion for me, sir?
Right, Vatsal.
मुकेश भाई, if you are planning only for next 2 years, तो मेरे हिसाब से आपका नेक्स्ट 2 साल में इतना अच्छा रिटर्न नहीं आएगा जो पिछले 2 साल आया है फॉर स्मॉल एंड मिड कैप फंड्स। तो अगर आपको 2 साल का ही टाइम है तो आप दूसरे फंड्स देखें, विच इज़ लाइक अ लार्ज कैप फंड और समथिंग। अगर ये 5 साल तक रखने वाले हो तो दीज फंड्स आर वेरी गुड, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, कैन कंटिन्यू इन्वेस्टिंग.
Right, so it's a long term, Mr. Mukesh. Do you want to translate this in Gujarati so that our Gujarati viewers also get the idea?
Sure.
Please do.
With pleasure. મુકેશભાઈ, તમારા આજે પૈસા છે એ 2 વર્ષમાં જો તમને જોઈતા હોય તો સ્મોલ અને મિડ કેપ ફંડ થોડું રિસ્કી રહેશે, કારણ કે નેક્સ્ટ 2 વર્ષ બહુ માર્કેટ વોલેટાઇલ રહેશે. જો તમને 5 વર્ષ સુધી પૈસા રાખવો હોય તો તમને સારો રિવોર્ડ મળશે એમાંથી. તો અગર હોરાઇઝન તમારું 2 વર્ષથી વધારે છે તો કન્ટિન્યુ, અધરવાઇઝ તમે લાર્જ અને મિડ કેપમાં નાખો, સ્મોલ કેપમાં નહીં નાખો.
Right, so don't keep it in small cap. I understood that. On that note, let's go to the next query. Vaidyanathan from Chennai has emailed us his query. He has invested in Aditya Birla Sun Life Top 100, Kotak Standard Multi Cap, ICICI Prudential Top 100 and DSP BlackRock Small Cap. What's your view? He has a housing loan, life insurance policy and PPF, and the goal is to create a corpus in next 10 years. Very clear priorities, I think he's got.
I think well defined portfolio. Schemes are also good. Scheme selection is good. What I would only suggest, if his plan is to create a corpus of 1 crore in the next 10 years, then he needs to start investing about 40,000-45,000
per month.
Right. Today. So he should match it with that. If he's actually doing that, it's good. If he is not doing that, then he should increase his allocation to the
So this question keeps coming every now and then, Vatsal, that people want to see. People are now looking at a certain target in 10 years. Some would say I want to look at 50 lakhs, 25 lakhs.
Right.
1 crore is a very common thing now, for youngsters who are in the age group of 30, 35, 40. You are saying 40,000 a month. So on an annual basis, you are saying some 6 to 7 lakhs has to be set aside every year for this, which I think through an SIP is a good option.
Is good. Again, it is very much important on the timeline.
Right.
So we use this 15-15-15 logic.
Okay.
So if you invest 15,000 for 15 years, at compounding 15%, you will get 1 crore. So your 27 lakhs becomes 1 crore.
15, 15, 15.
Yeah.
15,000 every month, 15% for 15 years.
Yes.
You will make 1 crore.
Yeah.
I think I'll get my producers to put that out on graphics and help other viewers.
Sure.
So this is a very interesting principle and it's tested.
It's tested. Yes, absolutely. Compounding annual growth rate. So 15% compounding. So in 15 years, 27 lakhs will become 1 crore. That is the idea.
Perfect.
So as your time horizon increases, your investment amount goes down.
Yeah. Okay. Great. 15, 15, 15. That's a very interesting concept. On that note, let me go to the next caller. Anjan is on the line from Kolkata. Namaskar, Anjan ji. What's your query?
हाँ जी बोलिए ना, हमको थोड़ा सा 20-30 हजार के इन्वेस्ट करेगा, कौन सा म्यूचुअल में इन्वेस्ट करने से ठीक होगा?
अच्छा वत्सल
अंजन जी,
जल्दी में रिटर्न ज्यादा देगा,
जिसमें रिटर्न ज़्यादा मिलेगा। अंजन जी, क्वेश्चन अच्छा है आपका रिस्क एपेटाइट आपको जानना चाहिए। अगर आप हाई रिस्क लेना चाहते हैं या मीडियम रिस्क, मेरे हिसाब से ये मार्केट सिनेरियो में लार्ज कैप फंड्स में भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं। एक्सिस 25 फंड अच्छा फंड है, रिलायंस लार्ज कैप फंड भी अच्छा फंड है। सो ये दोनों फंड लार्ज कैप में हो गए। मल्टी कैप में कोटक स्टैंडर्ड मल्टी कैप फंड है। तो ये 3 फंड में आप आपका पैसा हर महीने डाल सकते हैं।
राइट, एक साथ इन्वेस्ट करना है और
नो, एसआईपी के थ्रू ही करना है।
एसआईपी के थ्रू करना पड़ेगा। हर एक महीने आपको एसआईपी करने से अच्छा होगा, आपको कॉस्ट एवरेज मिलेगा, अच्छा कॉस्ट एवरेज मिलेगा। ऑन दैट नोट, लेट्स टेक द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। सुजय तापा फ्रॉम शिलोंग, he has mailed us his query. He wants to build a corpus of 20 lakhs in the next 3 to 5 years. Please recommend some funds and how much should I invest in them?
It's really amazing to see how people from all over the country
different parts of the country, you know, you can see, you know, from everywhere people are calling and sending.
So for 20 lakhs, you know, you need to start investing about 25,000 per month. That's what the calculation we did in the next 5 years. So 25,000 is a good amount. If you do that, you will you know, you will ultimately end up meeting your goal. We are suggesting a combination of multi and large cap funds again. So Axis 25,
it's safer because the duration is shorter.
Yes. We also recommend Tata Equity PE fund. That has also been a consistent performer fund. So that's these two options.
Right. This Tata Equity PE fund keeps coming up every now and then. You know, most people talk about it. What is so unique about that?
It is a very good value fund. So they don't invest in expensive stocks. So the valuation of the underlying stocks should be cheaper than the average market
valuation.
And it has paid off. Right. And again, today's market, its scenario, it is expensive.
Right.
So this kind of a strategy will.
So so it will be a very kind of a buy on dip kind of a strategy they adopt in building the portfolio.
They would be adopting that. Otherwise, they would be looking at stocks which are value and, you know, allocating more funds in value oriented stocks.
Interesting. I think the next one is KK Malhotra from Bengaluru. He's mailed us this query. Let me see if we can answer Malhotra's query. I'll just bring this up on the screen. Yeah. He is a 65-year-old gentleman. He has invested a lump sum of 63 lakhs in HDFC Balance Fund, 40 lakhs in HDFC Capital Builder Value, and 70 lakhs in HDFC Small Cap Fund. He wants to withdraw through Step Up SWP after 2 years. Will these funds remain intact and beat inflation?
Yeah, I think scheme selection is good.
Yeah.
I'm just a little wary about the 70 lakhs that he has put in small cap fund.
Okay.
His highest holding is in the small cap fund.
And the biggest risk.
Yes. So what I feel is next 2 years he may not get that kind of a return which he is expecting to beat inflation, or it may happen, but I don't think so looking at the scenario. So rather he should look at doing SWP from the other funds.
Right.
And consider the small cap fund and the last.
So, you know, in fact, you know, we should tell our viewers that beating inflation is just a theoretical basis to look at the returns. You know, you should always look at what is the return, risk-free return you are going to get from FD. You know, if from an FD or a fixed deposit you are getting X amount of return, should you be able to get a relatively higher return with a relatively higher risk is what one should look at.
And also this year the debt funds are very, very attractive because the yields
prices have fallen and yields
have gone up. So people will actually see in next 1 year that debt has given higher returns than equity, and that's what. So if people want to plan for a short term, they should look at more debt funds.
Yeah, and reap the benefit of falling prices or falling NAVs of debt funds. For that, you need to specifically talk to your financial advisor and or track the NAVs of these funds. I think with that, we have to wrap up this edition of the Mutual Fund Guide. News and updates will continue on the other side of the break. Keep watching BTVI.